Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Morgan from Morgan-led Insights, and we are here to talk about my Scorpio suns. So if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I am always posting videos. There's not like a set schedule. I know some YouTube channels are like, I post every day, I post once a week. I post every major planetary transit, and I'm always posting, videos consistently throughout in between that time. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you like this video, leave a like. Also, if you want to say something or communicate with me, I'm always responding to comments. I love emails. You can email me at support@morganledinsights.com. That's always a great way to reach me too directly if you don't want to say something in the comments on YouTube. Make sure you are checking out the information that is below, like the description of the video, because that is going to be how you can find weekly, monthly, daily horoscopes, also how you can find out how you can get access to exclusive content and all of that good stuff. It's going to be in that description. So, Scorpio suns. Scorpios are really special for me because I love the intuitiveness of Scorpios. I love the spiritual aspects of Scorpio. I love Scorpio's ability to really penetrate the unknown and really go places that other people are afraid to go. And I think that's the beauty of Scorpio, and that's the transformation and the power and the mystery and the depth and the intensity of Scorpio. Someone's driving through the neighborhood and is beatboxing. I'm like, come on, man. But anyways, that's the intensity of Scorpio. So I love Scorpios for that. So Scorpio suns are born between October 23rd and November 22nd. Scorpio suns are the eighth wheel of the Zodiac. So they control the eighth house of the Zodiac. And so the eighth house is attributed to shared resources, wealth, power, the occult, soul transformation, deep emotion, intensity, power. That's all attributed to the eighth house. Also, generosity through shared resources and wealth. And knowledge. Knowledge is a huge thing that is often missed about Scorpio. Scorpio suns tend to get this bad representation of being very, bipolar, or just very imbalanced, extremes. And Scorpio aren't necessarily extremists. A lot of Scorpios are actually very balanced, very self-controlled, very consistent, and very well-rounded individuals, but they also have learned how to master the emotion and embrace that aspect of who they are, because emotion isn't naturally a characteristic of Scorpio. It's almost weaved into their DNA. They are naturally a feeling person, and all the water signs are like that, but Scorpio really taps into the depth of water. I feel like Scorpio really takes on the essence of what water means, and it's water is eternal. Water is flexible. Water is multi everything. It has so many different uses, and Scorpio has no limit to where they will go, or what they will explore, or what they're willing to experience, or what they're willing to cultivate and transform within themselves, because Scorpio really does take on this essence of the self, the power of self, really being able to take all of the different emotions and the different elements and the different experiences and really utilize that to grow stronger. Because some of Scorpio's greatest attributes is the fact that it is a fixed water sign. And so it's very practical, it's very forward thinking, it's very psychic in its ability to really see things that other people don't see. So that's why people are Scorpios are sneaky, and it's not necessarily that Scorpios are sneaky, but but they're very subtle. They're very introverted. They're very intuitive. They really know how to keep things hidden below the surface. And so when, appearing wise, we're talking about the sun. So that's the way people see you. People naturally see you as like this very cool, calm, collected person, but like has this other side where like you really can step into a situation and take control and stand up for yourself and really organize and really persuade, control, and manipulate an entire room, because you have this natural magnetic power. Scorpios are naturally charming. They pick up on people. They're very much like people watchers, but they do it on the sly, so you don't even know you're being watched. But like when Scorpio talks to a person, like they've already scoped you out. They've already got this like, sixth sense of who you are, and so they're able to really speak to you to your core. And so you're naturally pulled in. You're naturally open to Scorpio. So Scorpio is then able to establish these very deep, intuitive, interconnected relationships with people. And Scorpio really does learn through relationships. And so people are like, sex when it comes to Scorpio. And that's just because Scorpio is passionate. Scorpio does everything with this passionate intent. And that's the power that they have to learn how to channel, because passion, when it is uncontrolled, can spew off into jealousy, can spew off into anger, it could spew off into addiction, it could spew off into repression. And those are things that Scorpio needs to kind of stay away from, because it already has this very controlling, obsessive, very observant, very prominent ability to really focus in on something. And so it already has like this natural obsessive personality. And so it doesn't need anything else to stimulate that. It needs to learn how to stimulate that and really control and channel it within themselves, so that they can use that as their power when they're really pushing themselves out there, because Scorpio has so much to give. Scorpio is one of those signs who really do understand how you make money, how you manage money, how you spend money, how you manage money, how you build wealth. And so Scorpios are extremely successful because they have this ability to really multitask and at the same time do one thing at a time and do it well. But they have this huge bandwidth of self-motivation that really pushes them to go beyond, work harder than other people, and they do it in their own ways, in their own skills, but it's important to understand that you really want to be careful when choosing careers, because you're one of those signs who will really burn yourself out, will cause health issues because of this need to work, this need to constantly be doing something, this need to help other people, because Scorpios are extremely giving and extremely people oriented and extremely sincere and considerate and compassionate, and really is loyal, is a very loyal sign. And so when it comes to work and relationships, you have to make sure that you are still checking in with yourself and refueling your own engine. And the camera almost fell. And refilling your own engine and really making sure that you're filling your own well, because you have this natural sense of, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And you'll keep pushing yourself and keep pushing yourself and keep pushing yourself. And because you are a Scorpio, you will continue to keep going and you'll be successful at that. You'll be one of those people who can be successfully like burnt out, and you'll keep going and till you're like 40 and you drop from exhaustion, and you're trying to figure out where this sense of like burnout is coming from, and you've been doing it for years because you love routine, you love patterns, you love spontaneity, you love research, you love really digging into the science of things, figuring out how things work, how things function, how people work together, how systems work together. And that makes you a great business person, that makes you a great organizer, that makes you an amazing parent, that makes you a great business partner. And you're also a very attentive and affectionate and loyal partner. And so when it comes to romantic and sex relationships, you are extremely loving and giving and affectionate and observant, and you really pay attention to your partner's needs. And you don't adapt your personality to your partner's needs, but you adapt your ability to give so that you're able to still fulfill your partner's needs while still standing in your own sense of self-power. And that's ultimately your life mission, is to really learn how to control this innate magnet that is like rumbling within yourself. You have all of this energy, you have all of these ideas, people look up to you, people are intrigued by you, and you need to learn how to utilize this sense of feeling and emotion and divine self-control to really build a sense of self that is unmovable to external stimuli. So what happens outside of you doesn't affect what's going on inside of you. That's going to be your challenge. And learning how to open up, learning how to find people that you trust, learning how to be more vulnerable, and not just giving your partner what they need so that they're satisfied, but being open and communicative, and think about communication, and think about being more expressive about how you feel and what you need and what you're going through and some of your weaknesses and some of your vulnerabilities and some of the things that you're afraid of. Really just opening yourself up is going to be one of your challenges, because you are so secretive, because you are constantly transmuting and dealing with these emotional experiences within yourself. And so you try to keep that under the radar so that you can still execute at this level of expectation that you carry for yourself. But you have to remember that you're still a human being, and that you sometimes can be a perfectionist, and that perfectionism can lead to like this sense of obsession, and that's where you get stuck, because you focus on one thing for so long that you get stuck there, and then you feel defeated, because whenever you can't complete something, whenever you can't bring something into fruition, or you feel unsupported, or you feel like you aren't being noticed, or your efforts are not being appreciated, then you really do get in this very sunken place. And that's where those very intense emotions that people talk about with Scorpio really come to the surface, and you lash out. And your ability to carry emotion undetected for so long really does result in these really big explosions. And they're like, oh, that person is freaking nuts. How can anyone be that destructive? And so you need to be mindful of that. And that's why it's so important for you to really establish trust with other people and organizations, and establish safety circles, people that you feel safe with, that you can go into circle with, and you can commune with, and you can express with, and you can be vulnerable. Those type of relationships need to be nurtured, because they're going to be essential to your emotional well-being, because you don't want to lapse into jealousy and anger and vengeance, and then carry that around until you strike and you really sting somebody, and you sting to kill. And so it needs to be consistently worked on. You're the type of person that needs a journal, that needs a place where you can write out all your feelings and not be afraid. If you have like a hate list, it's okay. You need some way that you can consistently get whatever you're feeling out of your body, because you'll be the person that carries it in your body, and you're already associated with very deep power, very deep energies. And so you'll find yourself in very sunken places, and they'll be very sticky to get out of. And so you just kind of want to stay clear of that. But you have such an innate power that I really want to be sculpted, and I want to emphasize that you can really manifest anything that you desire, and it comes from your ability to really concentrate and to motivate yourself and to really push yourself and to expand yourself and to go where other people are afraid to go. That is your power, is to go to the places where other people are afraid to go, and do it in a way that is graceful, do it in a way that is efficient, do it in a way that is superb, and do it in a way that is altruistic, that is beneficial to other people outside of your circle. Think about the diverse groups of people that need access to your power, to your gifts, to your resources, to your connections, to your relationships, to your partnerships. Those are the people. You are the person that can build that bridge. You know, you'll build the bridge and you'll bring the people, and you'll build the buses that brought the people on them. You'll think that far. So don't be afraid to take ownership. Don't be afraid to take responsibility. Don't be afraid to take charge, because the word for you is control. Like, that is your key word, is control. So you naturally have control, and so you need to cultivate it. And if you cultivate it in healthy, positive, satisfying ways, then you won't need to control other people. You won't need to manipulate other people. You won't need to be jealous. You won't need to lash out. You won't need to carry vengeance. You won't have to really use that power in negative ways, because you're already cultivating it in ways that are beneficial towards the higher good. And that is my message for you, my beautiful Scorpio sons. I love you. Peace. Look out for the Scorpio rising, moon, and all other types of videos that are going to be consistently coming. Just be patient, guys. Love you. Peace.